Hello and welcome to Host Planet Bitesize, the podcast brought to you by Host Planet and Hostfully. My name's James Farley, the founder of Host Planet, and our goal is to share everything you need to know about buying and managing short-term rentals. Today's guest is Johanne Hedges from the Libby Collection, and she's going to share details of the top 5 luxury amenities and how they can supercharge the guest experience and your profits. I particularly love tip number 5, which features what I think is the best company name in the STR industry. Are you looking to streamline your operations and amaze your guests? Look no further than Hostfully. With their top-rated property management software, you can automate reservations, payments, and guest communication all in one place. Plus, their award-winning digital guidebooks provide personalized recommendations and essential information, ensuring your guests have an unforgettable stay while helping you achieve those all-important outstanding reviews. Join the thousands of satisfied property managers who trust Hostfully to grow their business. Visit hostfully.com to elevate your short-term rental game today. Joe, welcome to Host Planet Bitesize. Thanks so much for joining us. You're going to run through the top 5 luxury amenities for short-term rentals and explain why they will help you to boost the guest experience, your reviews, and of course your profits. So take it away with luxury amenity number 1.
Fab. Thank you for having me back, by the way. Luxury product number 1. So this is a no-brainer, guys. We talk about sleep nowadays and how important it is, just as much as fitness, wellness, nutrition. Sleep is becoming more and more talked about and what we need to recover. So hotels do a very good job of listing their sleep experience, and they really promote it and push it. So whether that's from a fancy mattress, pillows, the linen, the thread counts, everything is kind of noted and detailed down. I just recently read from Hilton's trend report that 67% of the guests sleep better in hotels, and it's actually contributing to that sleep tourism, that what we're hearing now. So within short-term rentals, if you cannot afford to renew all the mattresses because it's quite a heavy investment, I would certainly recommend making sure you have lovely pillows, duvets, linens. Even a mattress topper goes a really long way from a good brand. This will definitely have your guests feeling great, waking up in the morning with sheer comfort, luxury, and it just boosts the overall perception of value within your property.
Yeah, really good point. I think providing the facilities for an excellent night's sleep is probably something we don't talk about enough in this industry. The importance of having, a great mattress and great linen and stuff. And interesting what you say there, that a lot of people sleep better in hotels. I mean, I can believe it. I really can.
I always come away thinking from a hotel, I want my bedroom, my bed to feel like a hotel bed. And it just has a different feel. Try and recreate that at home, really.
Makes a lot of sense. Okay, so getting your bedding and linen right, that's tip number 1. So luxury amenity number 2.
Number 2, this is a no-brainer. It's really easy. It's something we all have in our properties. It's toiletries. If you go the extra mile and buy something a little bit more special, guests really will feel valued. They will see that attention to detail that you went to. I would really try and advise, try and refrain from using what we call toot in bottles from China. It doesn't feel nice on skin. Nobody using it, and it's really bad for the environment. So if you can go for something that is a little bit more of a cost outlay initially, but you can hide that within your room rate. L'Occitane are one of our key partners. They're a B Corp brand. They're wonderful to work with, and they have stats and studies that show that if you put L'Occitane products or a luxury toiletry within your property, you can increase your room rate from up to 10 to 15% per night. It just really sets the tone. If you have a brand in there, if you have something luxury, people just think that overall the property is elevated.
Yeah, and that goes back to your target guests, I guess, as well, and the type of property that you have. If you have a property that's going to work with luxury amenities and you're targeting guests probably at the bit of a higher end, you have to provide an experience to match and with the products to match as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think, there is a little bit of bragging rights when it comes down to putting brands into your properties. I think certain guests know what amenities are in certain hotels. They'll say, oh, they have Oxfam, they have Elemis. You know the brands, they're expecting to see them. So I think if we can tap into that a little bit in the short-term rental industry, it would really help. It's not a big outlay on cost. So as much as it seems luxury, it's that entry and affordability into doing those aspirational things. And guests really will notice. I think another thing, and it probably leads nicely onto my third one, but it does give that element of spa-like feel. If you do give a nice bath bomb or a certain like a sleep mist for a pillow, that's that touch on spa and relaxation experience as well that you can do with toiletries.
Lovely. Okay, then that's 2 luxury amenities down. So what's number 3?
Number 3 is premium towels and bathrobes. So this is all about sheer indulgence, comfort. I think as a guest, you remember things like the smells, the tastes, the sounds, everything from your holidays, your experience. But that is also the tactile things that you touch. So as much as your bedding, if you're getting in and out of a hot tub, you've got a robe there, that's a must. And then lazing about on a Sunday morning with a nice coffee and a view. Towels and robes really do make a bold statement. And again, a really, really easy way to do it without having too much of a cost outlay. If you have really old towels in there that are a bit crispy because they've not been dried properly, etc., it doesn't give a good kind of overall sense of, I'm getting value for my money, I'm getting a good holiday experience. So yeah, putting in those extra layers of comfort, again, really help. And it's all the things, I keep going back to hotels, so sorry to kind of relay back to that industry, but it's learnings from that kind of holiday consumer mindset, what they're expecting, short-term rental. We want that. We want to go to these little unique spaces all around the hidden corners of the UK and different environments. So we should really be delivering some of those things back as well.
And you do notice as well with the really high quality products is that they last longer. So yes, they're probably going to cost a bit more from the outset, but it might last 3 years, whereas your cheap towels might only last a year. So pay cheap, pay twice is what my mum always says. So yeah, okay. So we're 3 luxury amenities down then. What's number 4, Joe?
Number 4 is home decor and accessories. Now, this one comes, it's quite a big one on our agenda at Libby Collection. So we are working with some of the larger aggregator groups, yet to be announced, hoping to do that shortly. And what we're finding is they're kind of saying to us, look, the people that are listing with us are typically 20 to 30 years older than the guests that are booking the stays. And there's a real disconnect when the guest is walking in and what they think is an enjoyable environment to be in. And that's design-led and comfort. So it's not just functional things that we're talking about here. It's, do I want to be in this space? Do I want to sit and read my book? Do I want to sit and entertain and have a nice dinner party? Are you putting that extra? Are you really understanding that, if things are a little bit run down and don't look good, or you don't have a feature piece of art or a nice mirror or a beautiful lamp that gives ambience, then it's not that really enjoyable to be in the space. So home decor and furnishings is one I would really encourage. It doesn't have to be a full refit. It doesn't have to be a refurb and a huge expense. It's just those touches at different parts of your property. I would definitely encourage you to look at, have you got some nice things in there? Have you got things that people go, wow, that's interesting? And yeah, so home decor is a big one for us. We've just taken on a couple of brands that are launching new into the industry. So we're really excited to show them off at Your Air Success, actually. We'll be exhibiting with them.
Excellent, fantastic. We look forward to that. This episode will be coming out afterwards, but yeah, I'm sure that was very successful. Yeah, in terms of the home decor, it's interesting. If I was setting up a rental tomorrow, I must admit, I'd love to have some kind of theme and to have like consistency throughout, for the, not just for the guest experience, but for the photographs. I think that's becoming more important because guests are expecting an experience. Guest expectations are rising all the time. So if you can meet those, especially with the younger generation, like you say, you're going to stand out in this space.
Yeah, you definitely. Some of the rentals that we work with, especially if you talk about the really top end rentals, the ones that are $1,000 plus a night, that's all based on the look and the feel of that property. There's nothing else that goes, obviously location comes into it, things like that. But if you walk it, just because you've got a great location, but you walk into quite a rundown space, they're built on the environment, so it is super, super important.
Yeah, very much. I think guests want to realise that thought has gone into the rental and that the host and the property managers really care. Okay, Joe, we are 4 amenities down. What's your 5th and final one?
My favourite one, it is, and it's driven by the fact that dogs, dog vacations, dog holidaying with your dog is still on the rise. People in the US, the UK, globally still want to take their dogs away with them. So the rise of the amount of pet-friendly properties is on the go. I think it's about 20% in the UK at the moment. It's closer to 30% in the US. Having something there for your four-legged friend really makes your two-legged guests super happy. It'll shock them, it'll surprise, delight them, and they'll remember that. They'll think you've thought about me and my family, including my dog. So we work with lovely brands from dog beds to dog robes, to dog towels, also dog treats, so gourmet treats. Having something like we work with a brand called Sir Woofchesters, which is really interesting. They do paw-star martinis, doggy Sunday roasts, doggy brews, or just a simple Woofchester bar, it's a little treat. It's such an inexpensive thing to do, but it really adds to reviews, guest satisfaction, retention. So not only are you a dog-friendly place, so they might well come back to you, but you've really thought about them and their furry friend.
Yeah, I think it's an absolutely brilliant tip. And Sir Woofchesters is definitely my favourite name now in the entire short-term rentals industry. Absolutely amazing. All right then, Joe. So we've got number 1, beds and linen. Number 2, premium toiletries. Number 3, premium towels and bathrobes. Concentrating on your home decor and accessories. And of course, providing the pet accessories as well. Just before you go, give us the rundown on Libby and where people can find out more.
Yep, we are. So Libby stands for Love It, Buy It, and we love brands and products. So we have many brand relationships, and we're bringing new brands to the industry as well. So our Libby collection, which is a marketplace for short-term rental owners to be able to go to, a one-stop shop place where you can buy these brands, products, all at discounted trade pricing. So either super great discounts off high street prices or a real good trade account. You can get us on libbyloves.com, where you'll get through to our marketplace there. We have a great team to support for any other questions, etc. So we'd love to hear from you. We also love hearing from hosts on products that we've not thought of. If we've not got something listed, we will go out and seek it. So happy to hear, happy to learn with you guys and help.
Excellent. Fantastic. We'll put that link in the show notes. Joe, thanks so much for joining us on House Planet Bitesize.
Thank you, James. See you soon.
Great to chat to Joe Hedges there from the Libby collection. Never underestimate the power of amazing bedding and, of course, those tasty dog treats. All right, that's it for today's episode. Remember, this series is sponsored by Hostfully, and if you'd like to try their PMS or digital guidebook, head to hostfully.com. For more free education, tips and trends from the STR industry, visit houseplanet.club, where you can sign up for our newsletter, listen to our podcasts, and download a suite of ebooks for hosts and property managers. That's it for today's episode of House Planet Bitesize. Until next time, happy hosting.